It's early, it's Friday, and I'm back on the Robin Hood Way. Who's ready to wake up to walk? Morning everyone, welcome to DOdaily. Attack the day. It's Des here. Hopefully you're enjoying your Friday as much as I'm enjoying mine. Absolutely loving being back on the Robin Hood Way. I've missed it so much in the past couple of weeks, but with my injury settling down a little, it means I can get out and really attack it. And what a morning it's been. A really great morning. I say every week this is one of the best yet. I know I do, a bit like a stuck record with that, but this is definitely one of the best yet. I've taken so many pictures, check them out at the end. Really so much to look at. Started out just south of Worksop on the A60. Took a path through Clumber Park, a place I've never had a chance to appreciate. Been there once or twice, but having a bit of extra time today has really helped me sort of get so much from it. It's got a little bit of everything: Clumber Park, deep forest, trails, open fields, a huge lake, and a chance to really just experience all the things I do. Tall trees, I spoke about the importance of those and how much I've realised they're great for the soul, particularly when I was walking around the edge of Sherwood Forest. Not many signs of Robin Hood today, but kind of got used to that on the Robin Hood Way. It takes its name obviously from the fact that we're walking from Nottingham Castle to the Major Oak through Robin Hood's county. And on days like today, I'm not having anybody else try and claim it's theirs. Not far from the Yorkshire border, they tried to claim him, but it's definitely ours. At the moment, probably done about 8 miles. Purposely didn't jump on too soon. Wanted to come to terms with things. I'll explain a little bit more about that shortly. But wanted to come to terms, process a few thoughts, as I always do. But like I said, I'll come back to that. Bought some breakfast with me, really prepared today. Got the right shoes on for once. So again, extra reasons to really enjoy what I'm doing. Just walking down a country lane, getting towards the end of my walk, heading towards a village called Elksley or Elkersley. It's just off the A1, which itself sounds rather bizarre, The A1 just touches Nottinghamshire right in the northeastern corner, north of Newark. So come from west to east, really right across the top of Notts, and a long way from where I started and where I live. But again, it's just great to be back on it. This pilgrimage has done so much for me throughout 2021, and I want to finish it in 2021. So it was important for me to really get back up here, and attack a Friday how I've got used to it. Whilst it's important to walk wherever you are, get the activity in, use it to wake up to the world, getting that blue sky, although it's not very blue. As the morning's gone on though, the weather has definitely improved, definitely picked up, definitely picked my spirits up as well. And that's what's important. That's why I do it, so I can attack everything else I've got to do the rest of the day, the weekend, and everything that I have to process quite nicely. And I spoke there, didn't I, about processing thoughts. I speak about this every Friday. I always look back on the week and explain how I've used certain things, what themes we've sort of worked off the back of. Not really been one this week, apart from throwing myself into challenges. I spoke a lot about sort of getting fitter and healthier again. Of course, I've been injured with my arm, and that's been really difficult. But I've really kicked in with my diet. That's made me feel a lot better, sort of physically and mentally. That's improved. Got in a lot more activity, which always improves my mental health. And of course, I like to touch on that without going too hard. It's important. It's one of the reasons I do it. Getting out here, getting the endorphins flowing. Whilst it might have been a time of reflection for me, as it is every week, this week in particular, every year is always a time where I'm kind of thinking back to years gone by. Today, incidentally, is the anniversary of my dad passing away in 1988. Do you know, he was only 32, and that was 33 years ago now, obviously. I was 8. And a few days ago was the anniversary of my grandma passing away. 12 years ago now. Somebody who really, really inspired me. That's the 29th of November. So like I say, this is always a week where I'm in a reflective mood, do you know. So getting out this morning, getting back on here, do you know, realising its importance and how much it's picked me up has been great for processing thoughts of which I'm using to sort of think about them. I don't look back on them anymore with sadness, do you know. Of course it is sad, I'm not being blasé, I'm not saying it doesn't get to me at times, because it definitely does. I have got a heart. But we have to remember people, we have to celebrate people, don't we? Ultimately, all of us are going to sort of not be here one day, do you know, going to pass by. And when you realise that, when you realise you're not invincible, and probably more importantly, when you realise other people aren't invincible, do you know, you get so much more from life. Do you know, you start making the most of it. That's exactly what I did. When my dad passed away, of course, it would have shaped me. Do you know, they tend to say things that happen when you're sort of 8, 9, 10 tend to shape you forever. Do you know, so sort of taking this journey I have, I look back on that and try and find some truth in it. Do you know, but I think something that probably, whilst that did, and I'm not sort of putting one ahead of the other, do you know, kids are resilient, aren't they? Do you know, some of my memories with that one are a little bit blurry. I always wonder what could have been. Do you know, that's the kind of reflection I'm going through right now today. I always wake up with that thought of how things might have panned out. Do you know, I look at other people, not with jealousy, not envious, just sort of thinking that they get to do this, they get to do that, do you know. And I'm not saying that would have necessarily happened, but you always wonder in that case. What really sort of shaped me and sort of put me in a bad place was my grandma passing away. Someone I know has inspired me now, doing the things I do, looking back at what potentially made me the way I am. My grandma was a massive inspiration, a massive influence on my life. I spent a lot of time around her in my formative years. And then as an adult, sort of a young adult, she passed away. You know, and it really, really, if I'm honest, sent me to a bad place. I couldn't deal with it. I didn't know how to deal with it. I didn't have the kind of outlook I've got today, and it just knocked me off track. And I guess, if I'm really, really honest, it sent me to the sort of deepest depths I got to. I've said many times through DOdaily that I got to quite a bad place, and all of this since has been a way of trying to feel good, make the most of life. Do you know, we can't waste it. That's one thing I'm trying to say more than anything through all this. We can't waste it, you know, because you never know when your time's gone. A couple of months ago, I lost my auntie who had got me into football and all the things I really love and passionate about. So, do you know, we have to look back and celebrate them, don't we? So I'm not looking at it with too much sadness. Like I say, I have had chance this morning to process my thoughts, to think about it, and that's brilliant just to get out on your own, isn't it? If I was stuck behind a desk or working in an office, or do you know, or out and around people, it might just distract you and make you forget, and you might dwell on it a bit later on at the wrong time. Having got out here, having all this time, having a great walk, and not even doing the video for a good few miles. Normally I'd be on much earlier, you know. It's given me a chance just to sort of work it through, mull it all over. There's been times when I felt sad, don't get me wrong, I'm not, I touched on there, I'm happy, I'm positive about it, but I have been sad. But again, I'm in my own space, so So it doesn't matter what I'm feeling as such, you know. And then I use everything around me to sort of pick me up as well, you know. Try and work off all those good memories, try and work off all my surroundings, you know. The amazing views, the trees, like I say, you know, absolutely brilliant. And I think it's important to mention all that today. I don't want to be sort of doom and gloom, and I think I've not been. But what I like to do is just say how I'm feeling, you know, and that's what's on my mind. You know, that's definitely what's on my mind today. But Fridays when you can reflect, you know, when you can get out there, get in activity, get the endorphins as well, picking you up. You know, any thoughts get more positive as you get into your activity, get into your exercise. You know, you always feel that little bit better. So what I'm urging is you to get out there. You know, if you can get out there in the morning and get a walk in, brilliant. You can do some of the things I've said possibly. Hopefully it inspires you that way to process things, think about things. But then there's the other side, isn't there? There's looking forward, planning. You know, I always look ahead to the weekend. After a really, really busy period where it's been exciting, I've had lots of things going on, big events and things like that. The last few weeks, partly because of my arm injury, but also just because things always settle down a little bit. Been a bit quiet, so I'm enjoying the downtime. But that doesn't mean I still can't plan my weekend. Do you know, I've been working on this challenge, this 5k day in December, countdown to Christmas, trying to build my own Christmas spirit. Been really, really enthusiastic around the running club, trying to get them guys up. You know, because this is the time we've got to make the absolute most, isn't it? I could take what's on my mind today into the next few weeks and then I wouldn't be looking forward. But what I like to do is just start planning and preparing. Once I'm coming to the end of this walk in particular, of this walk every week in particular, I like to look at the weekend ahead. And this weekend it's more of working on that diet, you know, getting my activity in, planned a park run in at a different location. So whilst I do that every week, I'm also working to a target. I'm also working to be healthier, you know, working to routine. If I say I'm going to do it, I've added that accountability. And then I've got Forest at home tomorrow, so that's enjoyable. I can come home from park run, have a shower, have something to eat, you know, make my way over, and I love that. You know, it seems like forever since I've been at home. And then I can just take a bit of time back. Again, the calm before the storm, it seems right now. Christmas is coming, and in the next week or two, the parties, the invitations, the this, that and the other will all get thrown my way. And again, it's nothing to dread, but for now I can just take a quiet weekend, but still make myself accountable, still look forward to it, still put it in the diary, and when we do that, we make sure it happens. Every Sunday I'll be at the running club, enjoying that. You know, again, trying to be enthusiastic, trying to pass on my feelings, my spirit. You know, it's what it's all about. It's a place to come and make the most, just like DOdaily. All I'm trying to do is be honest and relatable and say things that people can understand. Nothing too technical. You can tell by my language. You know, I say it as it is, say it as I see it. You know, and that's all it is, guys. But what a day this morning, what a walk. I'm actually at Elkerslie now, not quite sure where my next turn is. So before I sign out, you know, I'll just say, wherever you are, get out there, make the most of it. If you've got any exciting plans at the weekend, drop it in the comments, that'd be fantastic. Please give the video a thumbs up, you know, it really picked me up that extra little bit. You know, whilst I'm really positive and encouraging you guys to be the same, you know, every little bit of support helps. And of course, please subscribe. The message today was celebrate what we've got. You know, that's what's really, or what we've had. You know, it's better to have loved and lost than not loved at all. And when you remember that, and like I say, when you remember that we're only here for a short time in the grand scheme of things, you know, everything changes. So until Monday, guys, Monday motivation, wherever you are, get in that activity. You know, I'm urging you, you know, it doesn't have to be in the northeast of North Knots. It could be where you live. Last few weeks I've proved that, walking back from the city centre after meetings, walking around the river 50 yards from home. Today I'm miles away, but I'm absolutely loving it. You know, what a walk. What I will just say, just a quick thing, it's not gone without problems today, even on this walk. Whilst it's been near perfect in terms of what I've seen and what I've done, as ever on the Robin Hood Way, I've gone the wrong way a couple of times. Check out my map on Strava, follow me on there if that's your kind of thing. And also I got to a ford, you know, where the bridge was out, so that made me walk a mile around to do about 100 metres. But it doesn't matter, does it? Because I'm out and about, enjoying to the max what I do. Just doing it.